It's your boy E,
It's your boy Cam.
and you're tuned into.
Well, society.
All right, guys, this is episode 4. Episode 5
Episode
of Well
5.
Society, and we have my co-host Cam,
Boy Cam.
me, Eduardo, and a special guest,
Rene Escobar.
Rene Escobar. So tell us a little bit about yourself. We already know, but we want them to know, obviously.
Okay. So, like I said, my name is Rene Escobar, and I am a real estate agent. I'm a full-time college student, and I was a college soccer player too.
So let's get into it. So, how did you know you wanted to be a real estate agent?
It was just something I always studied, like even high school, middle school. It was just very interesting, like
Yeah.
how there's just so many things to do. Real estate, every millionaire that's ever, became a millionaire has a foot in real estate.
That's
So
true.
I just wanted to learn why that was, and there's just so many things that's to it. Is one of those that is just it. Real estate never depreciates, so that's why everybody has a foot in it. But just learning your ways in and out of real estate as far as that. So just the ways to get in and use it as a tool to
It's inflation proof, right?
yeah.
Okay, so you told me how, but do you know like what's the why behind it? Like why, if you look deep down, like why
Yeah.
did you start it?
Well, I've always worked pretty much like 9-to-5 jobs since I was like 12 years old. I did construction forever, and just even through that, I was always just thinking of what ways that I can do to get myself to different levels. And obviously, when you're under 18, you can't get licenses to start things like that. But it was just always in the back of my mind. It was just a seed that I just kept thinking about. And once I got to college, it was just one of those things that it was a leap of faith, and it was just for me.
Yeah.
It was just like I was ready to let go of that and take a chance on myself, and
You took it.
just for like my family as well. There's not an entrepreneur in my family. Everybody's used to this way of like you got to go work 9 to 5.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that, but for me, I knew there was something deeper that I could do with my life than to
And
do
also
that.
like just working a 9 to 5, you're not helping as much people as you can.
Mhm.
You know you have more value inside of you than a 9 to 5. You know you can help more, and I agree with you on that. Oh, you're going to college, right? You said.
Yeah.
Why are you going still? Like, why do you feel the need to still go?
So that the views on college have changed for me within like the last year. And once I started real estate and things were going very well, I have counsel around me, and that I think that's very good for me. Is just having those people around you to where you can bounce ideas and talk to
Yeah.
and tell them what you're going through. For me, it's a God thing. Like where I'm at today, it's God's placed me there for that exact reason, and I have those people that pour into me. And one of those ideas was like, I was like, why do I need to go to college when I'm making this? And this was kind of the goal for me at first. And just sitting there and them talking about, if you get your master's degree, not even your bachelor's, get your master's degree, and there's somebody who has a bachelor's degree or an associate's degree, and let's say they're more qualified than you that has a master's degree,
Mhm.
they will still pick the person with the master's degree. That's just how like business works for them. And
Yeah.
like these are multimillionaires telling me this stuff, and I'm like, so you're saying like you'd pick somebody else, like you see how I'm working, and like you see how I'm willing
You
to
would
go the
pick
extra
somebody
mile,
else
and you're
just
still
'cause they
willing to
have-
pick somebody else just because they have that paper.
That's crazy.
And he said 100%, and it's just because there's just something that goes into that outside of like everyone wants to get a bachelor's, because it's like the basic thing,
Mm.
but master's like you're willing to go that extra step. And not even that, master's teaches you. So a lot of people hate colleges because of the bachelor stuff, like it's just textbook stuff. But when you start working on your master's, they teach you how to incorporate that as a tool. As like if there's a problem, they're gonna teach you on XYZ, like how do you build something to get to the solution of that. And that's why like there's a hate for college, but
Yeah.
for masters, like it's a different thing because they're teaching you how.
Really
It's
specific,
it's for real more of a life thing on that. Like they're teaching you things that you really are gonna implement, and they're teaching you how to implement them instead of just being textbook. If that makes sense.
That's
I
what-
think like the capstone project, like it's like you have to have like a real world problem, and then actually solve.
That's
like,
what I want in school, but
Yeah.
they hardly have that.
Yeah.
You know,
that's the master's degree. Bachelor's just helps you get like a general scope, like
move
Mhm.
what?
in whatever path you choose. So like
Yeah.
for mine is cybersecurity, and personally like the bachelor's degree it's teaching me like the general like language.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that makes sense. Yeah.
But like I was just talking to Cam about this. It's like I don't want to go to college, but I don't know if it's because I have an ego thinking that I can do it without it, or if it's because I actually know deep down like it's not doing anything for me. Like
Yeah.
I go to like I'm in classes and I know it's not specific. I know I've only done the basics,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm still going to U of H. I'm doing the entrepreneurship program there.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna try it out, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to have ego. I'm just gonna try it, and if it
Mhm.
works, then
Yeah.
it works. So that's how
I
I
mean,
am.
it's just there's just so much more to it than like the grades and everything. You know the people who you meet like
That's what
wherever
I
you
want.
go.
Yeah.
You never know. Like there's this saying that someone told me they said you help everybody else become a millionaire and you just come along for the ride. Because if you help anybody, like that's what when y'all ran on this thing, like I saw it and I was like, I don't care. I'm sure y'all are getting hate for it, whatever.
We were.
That's always
I was getting so much
that.
hate.
Yeah,
I was getting so much
that's
hate.
always what y'all are gonna get. But me is like I'm just like that person that I'm like, bro, I'm gonna help you whatever way I can. That's exactly what I
Sure.
told you. I was like, bro, y'all need anything, like y'all just hit me up because like regardless of where this thing takes y'all, like I want y'all to know like I'm supporting whatever y'all
Facts.
do
Appreciate
100%. Like that just kind of like I have that around me and I know it's helped me a bunch just because like when I first started I was like I'm a 20-year-old.
You didn't
Like,
have no,
or I was
wait,
19
you
years.
didn't have a route.
Yeah, I was 19 years old when I first started and I had people who were helping me and they just believed in me. And I mean, I believed in myself, but these
Yeah.
people were like over believing in me than more than what I had. And I was like, bro, now I got to do
They
this,
invested
Yeah.
in you.
And they did, and like financially, like everything, bro. Like it was nuts.
Who was like investing in you like the most, and like who was helping you out the
Um,
most?
So I had people from church who
Oh,
like
okay.
they were investing in me, and then my broker, he's invested financially, like his time, everything into me. Like he's just always there, a
You're
person
just
that I can go
grateful.
to, and he's just like he says he's grateful for me, but I'm like, bro, like I'm grateful for you for just the stuff like he's done. Like there's been times that it was hard when I first started off, and he was just like, don't worry about it, like I'll take care of it and everything like that. And it just meant a lot to me because I'm like,
Damn.
bro, most people is like, they're like,
They're not like that.
if you can't do it, bro, then get out. And he was
It's
just like,
hard to find quality people nowadays, bro.
He
I can't.
mentioned like a really good point, and like I'm gonna reword it so like if it makes sense. If you make other people look good,
Yeah.
you will be able to soar through life, like
Yeah.
in any field you choose.
Yeah, that's true.
Like
That's
if you genuinely care about making people better,
yeah.
and like you'll elevate in life quicker than you can imagine.
One thing I've learned, like I don't want to just do it for me. Like I don't want to be successful or achieve what I want because it's not fun. It's not fun to do it for me.
yeah,
Like it's fun to do it for somebody else. Like share it with somebody else. And like I like what you said. Like you have people that help you, and that's what I definitely want to do. Especially this is why we started it, asking questions to people who are in different fields because we want to help. And we not only do we want to help ourselves, but we definitely want to help people who are confused or who don't
Yeah.
know. And I talk to a lot of people about it, and they think I'm crazy. They think I don't. I they picture me as like somebody who's like stupid. I'm just
Yeah.
like I really don't care. I'm still gonna try to help you.
yeah,
You know what I mean? But
yeah,
I like.
I
that you said
remember
that.
this is actually very recently. So one of my neighbors, like he's 50 years old right now, and
Yeah.
he's had drinking problems. But he came to me, he was like, I wanna quit. I wanna turn over a new leaf. And I told him it is as simple as that. Like you can literally change overnight and turn your life around, no matter what age you are. And it started with us just walking a lap, and then I drove around the neighborhood the next day, and I see him walking a lap without me, and I'm like I almost cried a tear of joy. I'm like, I'm really having like a beneficial impact on people,
Yeah.
and
Feels good.
it feels
just-
good to help.
feels good.
Like it really does.
Yeah. It's like I don't know. I just want to help for the rest of my life. I don't see no other way to live life than to
Yeah.
help. Because if you're just living selfishly and it's just like it's boring.
yeah,
I'm already through that. I'm done with that shit.
yeah.
So
Yeah, there's a lot. Like for me, like I mentioned a little bit about it earlier, but like for me it's been like a God thing 100%. Like I wasn't saved in like high school or middle school or anything like that, but like I mean I've been saved for maybe a year.
how'd you go to church? Like who drove you to go to church? Like how did
Nobody, man. Like it was
Really?
just I had people around me who like I was that guy that like when you invite me I'd
Go check it out.
yeah, and like it wasn't until like I just fully like I was like I'm gonna give this not even a shot, but like I prayed to God and I was like, man, like make yourself real in my life. Like it's like a lot of stuff feels like it's just me like the hard stuff I've done, the hard stuff I've gone through.
Yeah.
Like, it's just me. And like, it's just after that, like, it something just like just fired up in me. And like, it's just, and I went through like my ups and downs of like, bro, is this real? Is this like whatever? And it was shaky. And like in January, I did a 40-day like water only fast. Like, I fasted for 40 days. I only drank water. Dude, I lost like 40 pounds. Like, I looked like a skeleton. But there was so many supernatural things that happened. Like, one, I was never hungry. Like, not even once. Like, I went the 40 days without eating, and I was just like, I was never hungry. One thing that I did have was like, I was hungry to read the Bible and read books. Like, it was just very weird. And since then, like, things have just changed for me. Like, my faith isn't like, when like I tell you, like, I'm fully relying on God, and like whatever I do, like, the glory isn't for me. Like, the clients that I've got, the business that is growing right in front of my eyes. Like, yes, I'm obviously like the head of it, and I'm not the head of it. Like, God's the head of it, but I'm like the face of it. I get a lot of like, the praise for it, but I'm like, bro, like, praise God. Like, this isn't,
There's a topic I really want to expand on, because I think you connect to me when like you were alone for a while, right? And then God reached out to you and you seen the signs and you chose not to ignore it, and he came back to you, and then you started going to church, and life only goes up from there.
Yeah.
Like, God will show you the signs of bad, and he will show you the signs of good, and it's up to you to choose which path. You just have to look.
Yeah.
I was raised like Christian my whole life. My parents, I think, Pentecostal, right?
Yeah.
And growing up, like, I seen so many bad things, and it's just like, I kind of don't. I'm not saying I don't believe in God, but I kind of veered off away from it because I saw how my parents were.
Yeah.
Just how things were, right? And right now, it's just like you said, it's just me, and I'm going through all this stuff because of all the hard things I went through, and it's just me like thinking about, if I can do this, I can do that too, because I did this. And it's kind of hard just to depend on the hard things.
Yeah.
Keep pushing. Like, I want to have somebody to help me, like God. I want to have like, I would want to have that relationship. It's just, for some reason, I don't know. I just don't know if that works for me. Like, I feel like I have to find it a little bit more, like just research a little bit more about it, because I haven't done my research on it. Because I think religion is a beautiful thing, like, to depend on, not just to depend, but to have someone there for you, like God. And I think that's cool.
For me personally, it wasn't about researching it. It was about finding God in myself. Like, whenever I found it, he showed me how abundant my energy is, and he showed me that there's nothing that's stopping me. Like, nothing can stop me now, because I know that he's inside me, and he shows me when things are about to go bad and when things are about to go good. Like, it'll be something small happening, like a car crashing or something bad happened at work, and he'll be showing me like, your decisions are not good right now, so you need to change. And whenever I do like pay attention to it and I make the change, then I start going up. It's strange, but
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. One thing is, like, for me, like, this is what I teach. I mean, I was like a young adult's pastor for a while. Like, God just opened that door, and I was like I said, bro, I've been saved for a year, and like there's just so many things that like God has called me to do. Like, I spend my time, like, I do prayer all the time. Like, that's very important to me. Like, being in that quiet place and like just truly hearing God's voice, because there's so many voices out here right now, and and it's just like, what are you hearing? And like, God to me is like, I learned that there wasn't a religion for me. It wasn't, because at the end of the day, like, you read the word, and like, whenever our time comes, like, we're gonna be on Judgment Day, and if we haven't surrendered our life, or we haven't declared that Christ died for us and he paid the price for us, then, bro, there's only one other option. And like, I remember like you'll hear it all the time, like, oh, you're gonna go to hell, but like, it's like, for me, like, I learned that it was a relationship. God wanted a relationship with me, and I try to live the best way I can, and like, in full surrender. So like, when that came real to me, and I like gave my life to Christ, it was like, from there, it was like, it was a relationship. It wasn't about religion. It wasn't about like,
you just wanted that relationship.
The fast, it wasn't like, I knew it was him. Like, when I prayed and he told me to do fast for 40 days, like, I knew it was him because of what came with that. Like, I wasn't hungry. Like, I fasted for 3 days for myself, and bro, like, I was starving, like I was dying, like on
Yeah.
the second and third day. But the fact that I went 40 days without eating, very supernatural. No, like how do you deny that? Like, how do you deny that God wasn't there and that God isn't real?
Yeah.
And since like because of that, like for me, it's just like I've heard it all my whole life. Like,
Yeah.
you know, repent or you're gonna go to hell. And I'm like, what does that mean? But
Yeah.
when you
Yeah, like
when you true, but it's like
Bro.
it's just a communication of it. Like that's the truth. Like if you don't repent, like there's
Mm.
only one other option. And it's just like for me, like I do it in the most loving way where it's like, you know, God does, like, yes, that's what you eventually have to do to
Yeah.
give your life to Christ. But the thing is, the first thing you got to do is fall in love with him, know who he is. Like he paid the ultimate price for you. Like he died on the cross for us. And for me, that's just like I just think about that every day, and I'm like, bro, where I was at, you know, 2-3 years ago, where I was at, like he
Yeah.
was with me, but I was also being a stubborn knucklehead and like denying him.
Yeah.
And now it's like, now like that I'm fully relying on him. I could be, bro, in the middle of a storm, and like the peace that he is with me, like I'm just that person that's like just chilling there. And like I just started reading the Bible. Like I didn't just start reading the Bible, but I read the Bible and I'm like reading the parables that he talked about, and I'm like, man, like God's always been in my life, but I just didn't know it because I didn't know him.
Mhm.
And like reading that and growing that, like regardless of what you do, like just have a relationship with him. And one thing, like I'd encourage both of y'all to do, like we read a lot of books,
Yeah.
but if you read like Proverbs, it's like 31 chapters, like it's not long at all. Like it's maybe 15 minutes of like a day, and you can do it like, you know, start on day one of the month and read it. I try to do that every month. And it's just like you read that and there's just so much infinite wisdom in Proverbs. And it was like Solomon was like the ultimate entrepreneur. Like man had everything. And it was like he like it just talked, like it just says that he had infinite wisdom, and people would talk to him and they're like, I can tell the wisdom and how God's working in your life because of like everything. And like he had the fruits of it, he had the business, he had the money,
Yeah.
he lacked nothing. But the thing is, like you talk to him, like he gave God the glory for everything. And that's just how like I see, like I'm
Yeah.
by no means where Solomon was at,
Yeah.
but it's just like for me, it's like that's how I feel. Like everything I have, like I know it was God in my life, and I can't take it for myself. If that makes
I want to
sense.
say that one thing, like I'm I'm tired of like saying, oh, everything I've done is because of me only.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, really, I mean, a lot of things I've dealt with on my own. So I say like, oh, everything I've done because it's because I did it. But I don't want to be like that, because I mean, really, it just grows my ego even more.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like I'd rather give, like you said, glory to God. I rather do that to some extent. I wouldn't say God yet, but I want to say, oh, I did this because of my team. Oh, I did this because I don't want to say anymore because of me, because I know all the love from my family and everything has helped me achieve it. But it just feels like I've done everything on my own. I don't know. Is that how you felt when you were trying to
Yeah.
get it? Yeah, that's what you felt.
I would say like a lot of it. I mean, it felt like it was like myself,
How'd you get over that? Like knowing that it wasn't you
that
did it by
like
yourself.
I was created by something higher. And just like one, like there's a scripture that talks about it. I know they like it blew up on social media, which was a really cool thing. Like I started listening, but it talked about how, like, you know, most people think like, oh, the rich are like evil or whatever it is, but
Yeah.
like money itself isn't evil. And it talked about how like a wealthy person can't inherit the kingdom until it's as hard as a camel to walk through the eye of a needle. And like people hear that and they're like, an eye of a needle is very small, but back in like that time, it meant like a hole. It looked like a keyhole. And it was like it meant the camel had to bow down. Like if you were the person, right, you had to bow down, meaning like you had to humble yourself. Like you got to humble yourself
Yeah.
in order to
Yeah.
get through that door and through the way to get to the kingdom. And like
But how do you
it's like,
humble yourself if you've been through everything by yourself? You see what I mean?
well,
It's
like
hard.
I mean, it's just for me, it was just realizing that like it could have been a lot worse. I could have been somewhere else.
Yeah, you could be dead.
I really like I've had a lot of like life or death experiences, and like it was stuff that I put myself in, like, and it was just like just knowing that and like coming to a realization that like how did I come out of that? And
You decided to pray one day, and you're like,
it's
so
just
you were
like,
fine.
yeah, I mean, and it's just like you just, for me, it's just like I've just allowed myself to just like stop taking credit for the stuff that like some things, like, yeah, I do have, but there's like, bro, there's some times that like you'll have an impact on somebody's life, and it's just like how did I get to that? Like, yeah, it could have been stuff that you kind of walked through, but it's like, how did you end up walking through that? Like,
Yeah.
how did you get the strength to grow through that? Like, why did you not
But
fall?
you
Why
don't
did you
think
not
that's
crack?
the pain that we've been through? That's how we got through it. The
I
more
mean,
pain we get through is the more we can.
I mean, part of it is in a sense, but like, it's just like, where did you, like, where did it come to you that like, how did you gain, like, how did you have that strength, or how did you have that mindset? Like, where did that mindset come from outside of like the pain? Like, it, like for me, like this mindset of becoming an entrepreneur
Yeah.
and doing it, bro. It's been with me since I was like in elementary. Like, I've always wanted to do it. So I'm like, you know, I think about that and I'm like, bro, this was engraved in me. Like, it was like there's not a single person in my family who's done it. So why do I have this? And it's
That
like,
is true though, like what he's saying, because
and
it's
it's
like,
like,
Something to ignite it.
yeah. And it's just like, for me, it's like I think about it, and like God's given me that kind of gift to be able to talk to people, to be able to relate with people. And that's just like, that's how I see it. Like, that's as far as like I can take it, because I've been, like, yeah, I've had different phases of my life. Yeah, I've gone through different struggles, but like this mindset of like, or not even mindset, just this thing that's like engraved in my heart of like truly wanting to help people and truly wanting to
yeah,
help
facts.
people grow and being able to teach and like help somebody get to the next step. Like, to me, that's like something that I enjoy. But why do you enjoy it? Like, where did it come from? And it's just like, for me, I see it as something that was just, is in my DNA.
Yeah.
And like God's created like my DNA, and it's just like, I that's just why I give him all the glory as far as that. And that's why I see it the way I see it, because it's like, one, it's like this book has been around for 2,000 years.
Yeah.
The Bible's been around for 2,000 years, and it's like, it's been the book that's been stolen the most, sold the most, like everything. Like, this book has like leads to everything. And it's just like, I I just think about that and I'm like, I am, like, there's been many people that have came before me, and like, it's just like, I'm not, you know, it says like we were made from dust, and from dust we will leave. Like, and it's just like, I think about that, I'm just like, bro, like,
Yeah.
I'm not just a person, but like, what am I doing with these talents that God gave me?
Yeah.
And there's like I said, like, there's just so many scriptures in there that like, once you start thinking about it and you start like, you know, seeing it,
Yeah.
you just,
I think I haven't done it because, like I said, I grew up in a Christian household and I didn't believe in God. Like, later on, I just had my own beliefs.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know. It's hard to. I'd rather believe in what a man is doing, because that's something I can feel. That's something I can
you can see, yeah.
But I don't want to believe in God because that's not something I can control. I feel like that's not something I can control. So I'm just like, you know, how am I going to depend on him when all my life I've been depending on me and I've done what I've done? And I see people and they do it off of pure strength. And I don't know. I think if I were to explain it to somebody else, and because I know there are people who have gone through that as well, just as me,
Yeah.
I have gone through that. How do you explain that to them? Like, how do you get them
I think
to
it
understand?
has something to do with
Yeah.
the fact that like whenever the religion part is forced on you, you
It
don't
was forced on me.
Yeah.
and they
It was
don't
forced on me.
Yeah.
and you don't like it's not even that they can explain it to you. Like,
Yeah.
when it's forced on you, just like with reading and just like with doing the work,
Yeah.
you don't want to do it. You have to find the connection to God by yourself,
Yeah, I have to
and
figure it
then
out on my own.
build that strength with him on your own, and then you can go back and you'll be able to understand the
Like that.
scripture. Yeah.
That's
Because
true.
yeah, like the biggest thing that there's just like a very bad misinterpretation of just your relationship with Christ is that like everyone's gonna have a judgment day, regardless of if you believe in God or not. Like, one day you're gonna meet the Creator, and it's just like, most people, it's like you're supposed to have your own individual relationship, like even within your girlfriend. Like, it's not like, once you're married it's a different thing. Like, once you're officially married, it's a different thing, because it's like, then you're joined as one, and now you as the husband, you're held accountable for your wife.
Yeah.
But not even that, it is not boyfriend and girlfriend. Like, it's, you each have your own individual walk with Christ. And like, the way it was noted for me and my girlfriend, it was like, y'all each are supposed to walk y'all's own separate way.
Yeah.
And eventually y'all join together. Like, it's not like everything I do she has to do, because we're not married yet.
That's
And-
why I don't understand. That's why I didn't understand.
and
I
like,
think that's one thing I don't understand.
like, me and my girlfriend, like, since we've been saved, like, we've decided to take, like, we just walk with like the fear of the Lord. Like, we read the word, and it's like, you know, we've understood why people would say, and this was at least my other point, like, you've heard the stuff, but the thing that sucks about like our generation, this is like what I work on, not try to break, is like, yes, maybe the stuff our parents did tell us were right, like it was biblically correct, but the way they communicated it was not effective, and it was not the right thing. It just felt like a religion.
It didn't
like
connect.
like
Yeah,
with
it felt like I was being forced into a
Yeah.
relationship that I didn't want.
yeah
I don't want to be in a relationship with you like yet.
Yeah.
Or like, you know what I mean? It
Yeah.
felt like it was being forced.
and
That's
it was
what I
like
did not like.
I mean, like obviously I think the side of that is like your parents know what's on the other side of that, so they're like,
They're
I
trying
don't
to
want
help.
my child, like
Yeah.
my baby, like I don't want him to
Yeah,
go
'cause they've seen the
there.
benefits of it.
Yeah.
And-
Yeah, that's true. They've seen the benefits of it and they were trying to help.
Yeah.
But
So like
yeah.
for example, like our generation, like we've heard, wait till marriage. What does that mean? Like
Yeah.
what does that mean?
Yeah.
Like just
Yeah.
don't do that. Like whatever it is. And it felt like a religious thing. But once me and my girl got saved and we started reading that, and we're like, well, what happens with it is like it's a soul tie. Like the reason why
It is.
it's meant for marriage. Just like if you have intercourse with another person, like
Yeah.
y'all are joined together, and if you split apart, well, like you split apart and you're leaving pieces with each other, and it's just like it's deeper than just the physical,
And I like what you said about that because like it's true. And I mean like I just ended my relationship and then if it's I kind of like agree with that so much because now looking back at it, if I were to go back with that person
Mm.
and like the first few days that we met and I were to be friends with them, I wouldn't be friends with them. So it's like now moving forward, I'm looking to be friends. I don't want to do anything for 4 or 5 months because I want to make sure that you're my best friend.
Exactly.
That's the only way I can build my life, like, and win because I need someone.
And
who's my
remember,
friend.
like I was telling you, like
I agree with that a lot.
Yeah.
what was I saying? I was saying, you can't ever replace that connection that you have with that person whenever you break up,
Yeah.
because like you said, you're leaving a part of yourself with them, so you can't find that same connection with someone else. You can find something different, but that part of you gave to them.
Yeah. And it was
makes sense,
it's
yeah.
like there's nothing I can do. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. I like
And
that you said that.
there is like you like repenting for that, like, and you breaking that soul tie,
Yeah.
like that's a way. Like there's been healing in that. Like I mean, dude, like just like I said, like I was a young adults pastor.
No,
Like
I've
it was
seen
just
it.
an opportunity for me to open up to that, and like just seeing hurt girls and seeing like they didn't understand that the deeper part of it, and which was okay, like I said, the only thing you've ever heard was wait till marriage. Like that's all you heard. Like it was a religious thing, but when you understand why, and when you understand what God's trying to help you keep you from, and keep you in a life of freedom instead of bondage, then that's when you start like thinking about it. And
It's right. It's like the
there's
message
just-
is right.
Yeah, there's
It's just like it
healing
just
of
gets so caught
Yeah.
up in the loop. And
Yeah,
But it's so right. There's so many things that are right about it.
Yeah.
Like, so many things, and it's true. Like you hurt people are always gonna have in their mind. I had sex with this person, and they're always gonna be hurt, like no matter what, because they're not gonna be with you.
yeah,
And it's true. The more people you're with, the more your soul goes away and
Yeah.
away and away, and now you just become numb. Because I've seen it, I've experienced it, and I know how it feels.
Mm.